What's going on, everyone? This week, footy, flooding, and getting with your cousins in Tasmania. And Keelan does a gamble. What's going on, everyone? We're here with episode 134 of the Stormin The Beach Podcast, talking about all things great and garbage this week. Keelan, what's going on?
What's going on? I'm happy to be here. Flew all the way from HOKceston for this virtual podcast recording.
Thanks for coming.
Bits going on. Started HOKceston happened.
Mm-hmm.
Lovely time was had. I did start the trip by gambling though.
On was that whether or not you could afford a plane ticket?
No. I had that all sorted, ready to go. It was how long it would take to get through airport security and such. Jetstar, of course, historically don't give a fuck about their customers.
Sure.
So, but they were kind enough to let us know they are still renovating at Brisbane Airport. And so in the email, I think it said check-in and security is kind of fucked. It's going to take a bit longer. I was like, okay. Set the line at, I think, 37 minutes.
Okay.
And I took the under.
Okay. Interesting.
32 minutes it took to get through.
Wow.
Absolutely breezed.
Wasn't even a sweat.
Just to clarify, sorry, that wasn't to the gate. That was to the bar as well.
Oh, fair enough.
We were quite early, so
yeah,
get it done.
That's all right then. That's not too bad. No, not too bad. Not too bad. Not too bad to get through a lengthier line and to the bar in that time.
Yeah. No, it was absolutely cruisy pace. So yeah, no complaints. And so I was off to a flyer. Then we got on a plane and had phone charges on the plane these days too. It's incredible.
Wow. What a time to be alive, hey?
Yeah. They couldn't come up with a new name for the plane though in the funny numbers. So it's the name of the old plane, but they threw Neo at the end of it. It's like it's like the Pepsi you got the other day, except yeah. As far as I could tell, the only difference was phone chargers and phone holders on the backs of the seats.
Phone holders that aren't just the pockets on the back of the seats?
No, to hold it while you're watching whatever you're watching.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah.
Very flash.
Which I think is a great solution.
Mm-hmm.
So love that.
Yeah, very good. I do wonder in the future if car manufacturers are going to follow the way of Pepsi, as I told you about it, and just say, insert make of car here, electric at the end. Maybe.
As long as it doesn't taste worse than their normal car.
Correct, yeah. That's fine. Absolutely fine.
Just clarify though, sorry, that's not where the gambling stopped for the weekend. I do have a problem.
I was going to say, it sounded like you got off scot-free then.
No,
if that was the extent.
Bought a couple of packs of AFL cards
as well.
I
see. Very good.
I didn't pack anyone good, except in one pack I had both the De Koning brothers, which I thought was just fun. And I was like, oh, cool. I got Mr. Three Votes himself, but how unflattering is that? Oh, yeah, you can tell. Yeah, look at that.
Yeah.
Is that a big head Grundy?
Is that a shiny?
It's a shiny, yeah.
Shiny Grundy.
And, got Ollie Hollands and whatnot, but not a single Hawk. And then cousin Lewis, who got the Wiz and Ginnivan in one pack. I was like, you bastard. Yeah.
Of course.
Sad end to that story, though. We were going to get them signed, of course, because we're at the ground and whatnot. He went to the bathroom and they fell out of his pocket into the urinal. So he didn't fish them back out, unfortunately.
Yeah, probably a good shout.
Yeah.
Maybe if they were already signed at that point, you might consider it. But
I mean, they're reasonably like plasticized.
yeah,
So, you know, if you were one of the first people, if the urinal was looking reasonably dry,
yeah, sure.
potentially worth it.
Yeah.
But, yeah, so pack no one good, unless you want to Callum Mills, but it's not even a good photo of the lizard.
Damn shame. Yeah, so yeah, the cards that we dropped became less hock and more cock.
Yeah. I also just mixed up the lizard, didn't I?
Yeah.
Yeah. No, that's on me. I knew it as soon as I said it.
Mm-hmm.
It's because this photo looks more like Nick as a Blakey.
Yep.
Yeah. It's not a great photo of Callum Mills. Look, if you pack him, you'll understand.
Yeah, okay, fair enough.
But you're definitely more of a Sydney fan than I am. So, yeah. But yes, more hock later. More hock to come. What's going on with you?
Oh, thanks for asking. I got to the end of last week, right, and was pretty much cooked. And I think it's because I was sad.
Go on.
I think because it had literally rained all week, I had got seasonal effect disorder.
You had the UK's about you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I was just absolutely just mentally, physically just cooked because the week had somehow gone so quick and so slow at the same time. But I was super busy and I hadn't seen the sun do any cycles. So like, I think my body was just in freak out mode that I hadn't actually rested at all. And it had just been one very long day. And then we made a trip up to the Gold Coast on Saturday for dog grooming and hair appointments.
Timed out poorly, but anyway.
Yeah, it rained all day while I was there. But at least when I got home on Saturday afternoon at about 5:30, or probably actually later than that, I think it was after 6.
So is that daylight or standard time?
Daylight.
Thank you.
It was, I think we got about 12 minutes of sunlight.
Just enough.
Before it went away. Just enough to remind me that it still existed.
Experts only recommend sunning your asshole for maximum 10 minutes at a time. So
yeah, exactly. So, you know, it allowed me enough time to just downward dog facing directly west for 12 minutes down by my pond. But no, because of the rain, and you know, as I had previously mentioned, a pretty decent amount of rain not that long ago, a few weeks back from a cyclone.
Yeah.
The ground was just so wet and boggy. I just live. I live in a bog. It's finally starting to dry out, but everything was just wet and soft. I felt like that guy's just cooked out of his marbles on Instagram, where he just walks around and he's like, "Oh, it's a lovely bridge provided," and his pupils are as big as the moon. But great content.
Yeah.
I follow him. Great guy.
Someone's got to do it.
Yeah.
If it rains a lot more, you might turn into the guy that walks around picking up swamp critters.
Yeah. I might start yoinking things around my property. Well, man, that guy's fucking insane.
You're already yoinking things around your property.
I do yoink a few things around my property. But if it rained for 2 more days, I reckon I would have seen that guy walking through my property. Would have been in his way just walking through. Terribly boggy, just awful. I did see a new type of snake though. There was a whip snake out on on Sunday when the sun actually came out. So after a week of rain and just water sitting everywhere, it was 30 degrees on Sunday and no breeze. So that was just amazing conditions to exist in.
Swell.
Yeah. So that's
chuck the aircon on though, you'll be fine.
Yeah. Aircon doesn't exist outside, unfortunately.
I just stay indoors.
They haven't figured that out under the dome yet. But yeah, very, very, very hot and muggy yesterday. But story from Saturday. All right. Drop the dogs off for a groom. Go to Oxford Bakery.
Oh,
Get a pie.
which one?
Quick.
The one that also does the banh mi.
Yes, of course. Yeah.
Yeah. Did you ever eat his coffee too, or you
No. It was too early.
didn't want to indulge yourself too?
Yeah,
much?
I would have felt so sick.
It's like ordering a cappuccino before midday or whatever the Italians get grumpy at.
Yeah, correct. Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
It's a dessert beverage.
But I will confess, I did get a sausage roll later when I circled back past.
Oh, you cheeky devil.
So I went there, got a pie, went a quick trip into Kmart and then dropped Sam off at a hairdresser, circled back to pick the dogs up because they were done by then. And then I sat in the little cul-de-sac thing that's next to where the Oxenford Bakery is, where they play cricket sometimes, the junior kids.
Yes.
Yeah. I parked up in there because I was like, oh, it'll be quiet. I'll be able to let the dogs out in between rain showers, do their business.
Take your shoes off and whatnot.
Yeah, sit there in the car and do some work. I took my laptop with me.
On a Sunday?
This was Saturday even.
Working on a Saturday?
Yeah.
That's the Lord's Day.
I was catching up. Anyway, I get back in the car with the dogs and go to pour them some water into a little collapsible bowl that I'm holding.
Mm-hmm.
And it wasn't fully uncollapsed in the bottom, right?
Oh, no.
So stupidly, instead of just putting the drink bottle down, even though it was a big sippy thing with a lid unscrewed, I should have just put the thing down on my dashboard and then done that up and put it down. I tried to unpop the last section of bowl whilst it was over my lap in the seat.
Expand the bowl?
Yes, correct.
Yeah,
expand it fully.
Yep.
And I spilt it down, not on my lap, but right between my legs. I have neoprene waterproof seat covers on my seat.
That would have pulled nicely.
So it didn't sink in anywhere. I wasn't saved at all. The only place it sunk in was my crack. It went straight down my balls, straight down my gooch, up my crack. And then I'm just there, panic stations, like harbour bridging above my seat with a dog bowl half full in one hand and a bottle without a lid on in the other, a giant cup without a lid on in the other hand that doesn't fit in anywhere properly. There was also 2 coffee cups in the drink holder right next to me, so I couldn't put it down anywhere. So then I just ended up sitting down because my ass was already wet, and getting out and just sorting myself out. So for the next hour and 10 minutes, I switched my car on, turned the temperature up to like 26, full blast, closed all but one vent, took my strides off and hung them from off the edge of my steering wheel in front of the vent. So I was sat there, full kit except for shorts, working away on my laptop in a car with foggy windows by a local oval, with 2 dogs in the back for an hour and 15 minutes while my shorts dried out before I could go back to the shops.
You are incredibly lucky you chose a rainy day and there was no under 12s cricket playing, because you would have been so arrested.
It would have been so bad.
That's shocking.
I contemplated.
You've had a nightmare there.
It was terrible. I contemplated going to Kmart and getting some new shorts. And I was like, yeah, but I look like I've soiled myself. I can't just walk. I had fucking.
God, you can't even click and collect from that Kmart either, because you have to walk all the way to the back for that click and collect.
Yeah, I had beige coloured. I don't know what. Cotton shorts on, so they,
that would have showed up.
It was so it looked like I pissed myself. There's nothing. I just had to sit there for an hour and 15 while the car was on, just blowing, just full blast into the shorts, so they dried out.
Maybe climate change is an individual issue.
I guess so.
It's not the multi-million-dollar corporations. It's people like you.
It's people like me who
leaving
just
their car running,
run their diesel engine for an hour and 15 minutes and don't go anywhere.
Yeah.
So
no.
After that debacle, that was at least after I went and got a sausage roll.
That would have not been very good if it had been before. Yeah.
And then after that, I went and parked at local shopping centre under undercover car park. so I could crack the windows and didn't have to run the engine, and it wasn't hot and stuffy.
Yeah, good move.
Yeah. But yeah, I had an absolute mare there. It was not a good situation to be in.
Tough times at the El Royale.
I was one cop with a quiet day away from a very strange talking to.
Yeah, but if you told him exactly how you just told it then, he'd be like...
I would have put the windows down and my shorts would have been there hanging from my steering wheel. With a laptop on my lap.
But, well, where else are you going to put it?
Exactly.
It's in the name.
Exactly.
Jesus Christ.
Not great. Not great. I should have just nominated myself for Butcher of the Week, to be honest.
Nah, because did anyone ever expect better?
I guess probably not. I was half expecting it to happen as I was doing it as well.
Oh.
And I think the worst bit was that it was literally ice cold water in an insulated bottle with 3 big cubes of ice in.
You're lucky dogs, mate, in getting that.
Yeah. Well, last time I took them ice cold water with a few drops of flavouring in, and I don't think they appreciated it very much.
What flavouring did you have in it?
There's like this
hot dog.
Yeah. It was chilled dog jus.
Ew.
Oh, yeah. All right. Anyway, Butcher of the Week. Any nominations?
Yep. Now, this is perhaps a remorseful nomination, or I've been my arm's been twisted into this nomination, but I don't feel good about it.
Okay.
Because most important thing on a trip that involves beers is a really solid breakfast. It makes a big difference for the amount of beverages you're going to consume throughout the rest of the day.
Yeah. Some might even consider a second breakfast.
Oh, it'd be rude not to at that point.
Yeah.
So Aiden and I got in late pretty... No, not too late. We got to the Airbnb at like 8 p.m. after Jacob and Kobe had already been there a while. So we had them rustle up some beers the night before. They walked in with Smithies, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
Turns out the official beer of the VFL, and it is delightful.
Oh, there you go.
It says on the tin, easy drinking beer, and it is for a 1.3 or 1.2 per can. Very easy drinking. And Lewis didn't get in. He thought his flight was at 11 a.m. Well, got in at 11 a.m. Turns out it got in at like 11:30 p.m.
Oh.
So we were like, it'd be kind of rude not to wait up. So we did.
Mm-hmm.
Watched the Bulldogs game or whatever, and then just kind of hung out, drank small beers. So beers were consumed Friday night. So, of course, Saturday, we're like, we absolutely need to rustle up a big feed here.
Yeah.
Make sure we get our Saturday sorted for the footy. And we did. Went to the Maple Cafe in Launceston. Delightful breakfast.
Mm-hmm.
Very good. And to skip ahead 24 hours, we needed breakfast on Sunday as well, of course. Much more in desperate need of breakfast on Sunday as well. Don't skip ahead. But we went to the same place because, we'd already narrowed it down the day before and the heads were in much worse place on Sunday.
Yep.
Walk in. On the way there, I'm talking about, how I'm absolutely going to order extra hash browns this morning. I'm absolutely going to annihilate them. It's going to go down a treat. Walk in, get warned of a wait. Absolutely okay with that. We've got nowhere to be except the airport in plenty of time.
Mm-hmm.
Sit down, get ready to order big breakfast. Hey, sorry, we're out of hash browns.
Oh.
Now, absolutely nothing against the Maple Cafe in Launceston. Great service. They even let Aiden add alcohol to his smoothie on Sunday morning for a bit of hair of the dog. They did have a liquor license. It was just that he combined 2 beverages on the menu, essentially. But having not a metric ton of hash browns for footy weekend in Lonnie, this is unforgivable.
Yep.
And I'm not sure if they replaced anything on my plate with, like something extra, like. I
Compensated for it.
replaced with the wrong.
Yeah.
I would have liked more salty fatty bacon instead of the salty fatty potato that I missed out on. Something like that.
Yeah, absolutely.
Maybe they didn't know I was there
For that.
the day before and had the exact same thing.
Yeah.
But I, so it is what it is. I mean, look, they weren't fresh pantry hash browns by any means. They were 100% just the bag from Coles too. So I don't know why they didn't just pop into Coles, but
grab some more. Yeah.
It's fine. It's okay. The coffee was good. The service was great. It's just that hash brown is a little part of me that's now missing.
And in a time of need as well.
Oh, absolutely time of need. Yeah.
Desperate man. Yeah.
Yeah.
That is truly unfortunate.
Yeah. Look, fair warning as well. My Hock recap is going to turn into a bit of a Saturday recap.
That's fair enough. I'll absolutely take that. If we're doing,
I don't have a shit list though. If that's
one thing I forgot to mention, and this,
you frozen?
Internet troubles, perhaps.
Uh-oh.
Are we back?
You're back. Hello.
Back. Good. Okay.
Have you worried there? I mean, I would have just talked about HOKceston, and then I would have had to give you the executive summary later.
Yeah. Fair enough.
Or make you listen. Listen back.
Listen back. Yeah. That's the better way to do it. Oh yeah. You can listen.
Yeah. I'll give you the timestamp, unlike everyone else.
Yeah. I was going to circle back, like all of our good conversations, back to Lord of the Rings.
Lord of the Rings, of course.
Yeah, I forgot to mention, a little bit of sun and warmth. Just had the mozzies just out in force.
Sorry, I have to do the YouTuber thing to get my get my camera to focus there. Jesus.
Fair enough. Yeah, just had the mozzies out in force while I was trying to do stuff on Sunday. And I was just there.
Spies of Saruman.
Yeah, I was just there, trudging through the Midgewater marshes, saying to myself, what do they eat when they can't get Hobbit? just absolutely terrible. So, and there's also apparently a national shortage of Aerogard, by the way, in case you were looking for some.
What about Bushmans?
No idea. But we managed to find something. It's at least 40% DEET, so it's doing the job. It was desperately needed.
I've heard if you just piss on yourself, the mozzies don't like it. And since you were halfway there on Saturday.
Maybe I'll try that next time.
Yeah.
They'll just bite me and laugh at me at the same time.
He's like, sucker. Buzz, buzz.
Although maybe it'll be a Bear Grylls Mel B situation where I can try and talk Sam into doing it for me. Have you seen that Bear Grylls clip of the jellyfish thing?
No. Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
No, babe, it's good for mozzies. Like, it keeps the mozzies away. Just piss on me a little bit.
Just a little bit. I couldn't possibly piss on myself.
It doesn't. I'm all out of piss, unfortunately.
Yeah.
I just went.
I literally
went. I forgot, but I just went.
It was crazy because as I was doing a wee, that's when I got the mozzie bite. It was like, damn, the timing could have been any worse.
Yeah. Now I would piss on you in return, but it's really hard to piss with a hard on.
Maybe we're okay at this improv thing. It just has to be fucked. Just has to be so fucked.
Yes, and
yeah. No, you've lost me at yes, and it really is the death of all improv, isn't it? Like, it's actually the worst.
It's just awful. It's just terrible. All right, should we get into our recaps then?
Oh, I could do. Actually, sorry, quiet one. Shit list. actually, that's reminded me. York Park / UTAS.
It's just York Park.
No
free ads.
No free. It's a university, dude. They can have an ad. Actually, more on that. They can definitely have an ad. They get an ad later.
Mm-hmm.
Couldn't hear the siren.
Yeah, right.
Quietest fucking thing of all time. At least where we were, which was Carlton draft stand. Oh, no free ads. Whoops.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the interchange side.
Yes. Broadcast side. So it was difficult while I was trying to good and spot while watching the telly. It was hard to see, definitely. I might have a theory for you as to why. Couldn't really hear it.
Wind.
Yeah, unlike every other stadium which just plays soundboard of siren over speakers, they've actually just got an old bloke there cranking up the siren. Right between the benches.
Well, hear me out. But, like, in theory, that could also be used in an air raid. And if I couldn't hear it sat in the same stadium, what use of that's going to be in an air raid when I don't know. I don't know. Yeah. I don't know who attacks. But, anything could happen. New Zealand comes a knocking. I don't know, man.
Never know.
I don't know why they want to come over here.
Yeah, there's no way New Zealanders would leave New Zealand to go to Tasmania.
No, same thing.
It's just the same thing with less people.
You've sold me. But it's also got significantly less Lord of the Rings, so I feel like those cancel out each other pretty hard.
But for them, more sheep.
Ooh, big sell for them. And as we discussed just before, LNP is available in the international section of supermarkets.
Correct. Alrighty.
Yeah.
First game up. Was this at Marvel? Was this at Essendon home game at Marvel?
It was, yes.
Yuck. Marvel Stadium, Essendon 9-18-72. Port Adelaide 8-12-60.
Yeah, for my own health, I didn't read the match report.
Yep.
Because reading positive Essendon media makes me physically ill.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Match report headline, bombs away.
Sorry. What's that? What's the bombs away by? No, it's bombs away, isn't it?
Bombs away.
They are bombs away. Yeah. And they had that one song.
Yeah, one of them.
Oh, big at schoolies.
Gonna have to. What big booty bitches? That one?
Was that them?
Yeah, that was them.
Wow.
Maybe Party Base was the one you're thinking about, 2012.
I think I'm thinking of Party Base. Yeah, Big Booty Bitches was them. That's wild. Oh, they released a follow-up single, Swagger. Super Soaker. That's the one. I'm thinking of Super Soaker.
Oh, yep. Sure.
That was a classic. Oh, they were brothers. Well, sorry, I assume they still are brothers.
Is there any science behind aeronautical themed duos from around that time period?
We could develop some.
We've got to conduct some analysis
if you'd like. Would you like to hit me with a hypothesis and then we can find a method?
I'm going to say it may be influenced by a traumatic event roughly 24 years ago.
Yeah. Uh-huh. I mean, you'd allow it.
This is like the Twilight thing.
What's Twilight? Oh, yeah.
How Twilight's also
9/11.
caused by the same event.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's my hypothesis. We might have to test it. We'll have to get our best people onto Bombs Away and 21 Pilots.
Yeah. So, say, for example, we took other bands then.
Yep.
You're saying the Rolling Stones,
Sure.
had they have been formed in the same era?
Well, they're old, so they were obviously influenced by...
No, they have been. I'm saying reimagine it.
Okay.
I'm doing a bad science.
Yep.
I'm saying take the Rolling Stones. Would you have them as like... No, it's a bad example, isn't it? It's the only band I could think of on short notice. I don't know, Rolling Heads? No, it's too much, isn't it? I'm going home. See you later. They can't all be hits.
No.
As house music duo Bombs Away, found in 2015, when they started releasing anything else.
Okay. Sorry. Speaking of bombs, hit the button.
What for?
AFL recap.
I've already hit it.
Well, hit it again. We got sidetracked. Thank you.
Take 3.
Take 3.
Fucking hell.
Power poop pants in pathetic performance as pilots pip them at the post.
I mean, you had me at poop pants. Fucking hell.
What a start to the recaps.
Dude, I sat looking at this game for maybe 15 minutes, and it shouldn't take me 15 minutes because I don't care about this game at all.
I had nothing.
That's also my problem.
I just wanted to say poop pants, I think.
Yeah. No, my thing was literally positive Essendon media makes me ill. That was what I had written down.
Oh, okay. Fair enough.
We could rapidly move along.
Yeah, I was gonna say Port Adelaide bad or Essendon good.
Both of these things can be false.
Sure.
Well.
They can be mutually exclusive. Is that the way?
Yeah. They can be mutually exclusive, inclusive, and
inconclusive.
Ooh. That's good, actually.
Interesting. Yeah, moving on. Who cares?
Who cares? Don't skip ahead. There's more who cares later.
Yeah, don't skip ahead. All right, back at Marvel. This time for a Carlton home game. Carlton 11-9-75. Western Bulldogs 12-11-83.
Brody Kemp goes home the only blue bagger without a blue bag. His 5 goals, the standout in the Blues' loss against the Dogs. In other news, Tom Liberatore can back it up week to week.
True. All right. Navy PUs blow so hard they turn blue in the face as the Bulldogs Liberatore them apart.
You gotta keep that one, the Liberatore them apart for Dogs v Port, and hope that Libba pulls up a big game too. Yeah.
Oh,
that's quality. Unlike that game, no, I don't.
Yeah. Match report: Dogs bite back.
Oh no! Yeah, like I'm convinced they've put more on the AFL writers later, but I'm convinced they've taught an AI how to make shit AFL puns because they're the fucking same thing every week.
Oh, how good! The Blues stink.
Oh yeah, that's not cap. That is pure facts. Speaking of caps, their lids are on. Well and
truly on. They're still safety sealed on those caps.
Heat pressed.
They haven't been cracked whatsoever.
No.
Yeah, I think Navy PUs sums up how much they stink.
Yeah, facts.
The Bulldogs kicked 8 goals to Carlton's 4 in the second half. 4-4 to 8-6.
No.
Just crushed them.
They close out games really well.
Yeah. Okay.
Is something that kept coming up in conversation for some reason randomly.
Mm.
When we were watching the game on Friday night. Don't know why. Vossi said it for context.
Yeah.
Yeah. He said the Blues are really good at closing out games. But
turns out the second half
I
of
think he's
the
trying
game
to protect his players because they're having a fucking time at the moment, aren't they?
They're down.
They're down not good, to tell you that for free.
Down very bad.
Yeah.
Down pretty bad. But
look, I didn't think the Dogs were going to be good, but didn't think Carlton was going to be good either.
Western Bulldogs undefeated.
Yeah. That's going to be a gift that keeps on giving until they lose their first game as the Bulldogs this year.
Yeah, sure is. Turns out the second half of games is arguably more important than the first half.
Don't skip ahead. There's legitimately 2 more games that I think I referenced the second half more.
Exactly.
I mean, there's a reason the third quarter is a premiership quarter.
Yeah, sure.
Coaches can have a bigger impact at halftime too.
Definitely.
Vossi's clearly having none of it. And by none of it, I mean no impact. Nah, he might be. I don't know. They're having a tough time.
Yeah.
Even Brownlow medalist favourite Paddy Cripps didn't have a good day.
No. Look, I'm not really surprised. Like, it's Carlton.
Yeah.
We're not shocked, but can we just have a good game of footy?
I'm a little bit shocked that they're this bad though. I think I had Bulldogs and Carlton similar positions, but I didn't think. I mean, look, it's not the fucking end of the season yet, is it? We're getting a bit dramatic, but
hard to come back from 0-3. We've seen crazier things, to be fair, but they stink.
Yeah, they're no good.
Very no good.
Anything's possible though. Tune in next week to find out. Unless they've got the bye.
No, they've got Collingwood this Thursday.
Ooh,
loss.
Yeah,
don't skip ahead. That's a loss.
Carlton fans, just stop.
0-4.
Mr. Gorringe is having a fucking nightmare at the moment.
He's having a tough run.
I have looked at his Instagram comments recently, and 75% of them are calling him Daniel, then every single team in the league besides Carlton Gorringe. Everyone's already jumping to what his name's going to be by the end of the season. So tough. And look, if Carlton do indeed get beaten by everyone, they would be spooners. And I'm not sure if anyone would have had them down for that.
That's true.
I'll tell you who wouldn't have had them down for that for sure.
Who?
West Coast.
True.
Who happily took Hawthorn's picks in the Barras deal instead of Carlton's picks. I don't want to jump ahead.
West Coast play Carlton in 2 weeks.
But yeah. But also, Hawthorn could win the flag. Say, for example, Hawthorn win the flag.
It's possible.
It's possible.
Yeah.
So could Carlton. I don't want to jump ahead.
They could. Means. Anyone can. Anyone
could win the flag, and say, for example, Carlton could finish wooden spoon.
Yep. Because
Hawthorn have Carlton's first round pick. They could be maybe the only team in the history of the AFL to win the premiership and get the first draft pick. And if so, that would be the most incredible piece of business of all time, I would in sports, surely. Pretty good. It's Moneyball level quality.
Yeah.
And that one had Brad Pitt in it.
True.
Yeah.
True.
They're
Yeah,
not gonna
look,
finish
I
last,
feel
but-
like it's fairly similar to the Brisbane Levi Ashcroft situation. I think it
that's
just
cheap.
gets to the
Father-
point where, like, you know, the father-son stuff, teams just don't bother trying to use the first pick on them because they know they're just going to be matched anyway.
Yeah.
And it's like you rather take the guy that you really want to take with the first pick, so then he doesn't feel like second choice.
Yeah.
But yes, that would be wild. It also, if we can just continue cheering for Port Adelaide's downfall, one, so Ken can leave halfway through the season, and two, because the Suns have their pick.
Oh, yeah, nice. Yeah. That'd be great.
Yeah. Get rid of Jack
And
Lukosius.
also, I was about to say Lukosius thing too.
And get a quality first round pick out of it.
Yeah.
Would be decent. All right. Speaking of the Suns.
What a segue.
MCG, 8-14. Oh, there's Melbourne, 8-14-62. Gold Coast Suns, 18-12, 120.
Wowee. Max Gawn took my comments to heart. He may have very, very, very marginally won the ruck battle against Jay Witts. But the D's did not win the war. Sucks to suck.
I don't know. What would you take? 30 and a behind? 30 hit-outs and a behind? Or 25 hit-outs and a goal?
I didn't want to do... I didn't know if the goal was when Gawn was on the field.
Yeah.
So I had to go off raw hit-outs, and I think I did hit-outs to advantage as well.
Yep. Fair enough.
Yeah.
Well, total clearances were 40-24.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because Matty Rowell had 1 billion.
Yep. Just all of them, basically. All right, what did I have? I had something with a couple of shades of red was rising down south over the weekend while I watched the footy. The Gold Coast Suns happened to be beating Melbourne by a lot at the same time.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I should probably go see a doctor. It's a couple of shades of red.
Oh. I thought you were talking about that Guernsey. What?
Would you like me to repeat the question?
Yeah, sorry. Repeat. Yeah. One more, sorry.
Something with a couple of shades of red was rising down south over the weekend while I watched the footy. The Gold Coast Suns happened to be beating Melbourne at the same time.
Yeah. No. Mm-hmm. That's they've got to have a cream for that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe some tablets.
Jesus Christ.
Also, congrats to the Gold Coast Suns for going undefeated at MCG for the 2025 home and away season.
Yeah, nice.
The Suns Giants handshake me.
Only the second team this year to do that.
Yep.
But you know, they say that you do have to win at the G in order to win a flag. So there you go. Tried and tested this season.
Yep. First step, tick. They'll be 2 from 2 come the end of September / early October, depending on when the grand final falls this year. Because they'll obviously finish top 4 and then have home finals.
They will literally never play the G until the grand final.
Yeah, correct.
Incredible form that would be.
This was while I was driving back from the Gold Coast, right?
Yeah.
So Sam got the pleasure of listening to ABC Grandstand's coverage of the footy for most of the way back, and then I got to watch the last 5 minutes when I got home. But it was all it was all said and done by then.
Very much.
This was the game that had Razor Ray on the boundary.
Yep.
Right, doing doing bit of commentary about umpires' decisions and stuff like that, and then doing the injury bits, the boundary rider stuff as usual. I had people texting in suggestions for his segment name where he sort of breaks down decisions at halftime. Topical things from earlier in the round or last round. And people were throwing out punny names or whatever. Like One in the Chamber, Ray Chamberlain, or I was trying to think of some of the others. Cutthroat Razor, things like that. And I was racking my brain, obviously not texting and driving. So I'll send this in to the boys this coming Saturday while I'm listening. Maybe we go wireless while we play our game. Maybe we go on screen ABC grandstand.
Oh yeah. You're gonna have to take that up with the fellowship though.
Sure.
Zach would be on. We'd probably have 3 votes.
Is Zach coming as well?
I believe so.
Oh, excellent! That's great.
That would be a bit of a Patrick Cripps, wouldn't it? If we had 3 votes.
Yeah, all said and done. We'd run away with it at that point.
Yeah.
So I was racking my brain as I was driving, and I was like, no, let's just keep it simple. Why don't we just call it elaboration?
That's good.
Yeah, I think they'll appreciate that.
Because, that's great.
Mm.
And I think in is his segment on the telly or is it on?
It's on radio? It's on the radio halftime.
So is his segment never on the telly?
I don't think so.
Oh, I was going to say it'll look really good with Ray all capitalized in it.
Yeah,
too.
Yeah.
But yes, I think that's incredible. Perfectly straight to the point.
Mm-hmm. Not too many words, like nice and punchy.
And everyone knows him as Razor Ray.
Exactly.
So the Ray Chamberlain bits, while they're good. Sorry if you can hear the motorcycle going past. Fuck me.
Oh, I thought you were just ripping guts.
I was no, would you believe? But yeah, straight to the point. Does the job.
The Razor stuff, all well and good. Great puns.
Yeah.
Just a bit too much of a stretch.
Yeah, and too wordy as well, like cutthroat and whatnot as well. It's a bit much for radio as well, I think.
Definitely.
I did watch the Suns game actually, just on telephone at the pub.
Yep, nice.
Because we're at the only pub I've ever been to that I've walked in and there's fucking TVs everywhere and no footy. That's across from a football field.
What was
like horses and shit, dude.
Yeah.
And we got in there like 15 minutes after. Was it David Byrne?
Yep.
Yeah, 15 minutes after David Byrne had just finished talking with everyone, and he's just like in the back room, like by one of the bars, eating a pizza. I was like, moustache.
He's smashing a pizza
in
the corner.
I was like, I'm not going to. There was so many other people in there that had the same moustache as him too. I was like, oh no, this is unusual.
You're like, I'm also not going to walk in there because
they're just going to think I'm just some fucking young whippersnapper trying to grow a moustache. It's like, no, I'm not trying anymore. This gets trimmed to this level. This is intentional.
Yeah.
Because look, I have to use serviettes way more when I eat now than when I before moustache, which would be BM.
Yeah.
Letters are difficult there. But like, the amount of serviettes that are getting hammered when you've got a moustache like David Byrne and you're eating a
way
pub
too
pizza
much
that's been drizzled with barbecue sauce is like, nah, you're
too much.
That's deforestation.
All right.
But yeah, low key, we also paid like $10 for pints at this pub though. So we didn't want to grass greener ourselves into
somewhere else.
A television with the footy and then
for sure
$14 pints.
Yeah, that's not worth it.
No,
you can get on fine with your phone,
and we could sit outside next to the street.
Yeah, even better.
Yeah, too good.
Your recap.
Well, I did that one.
Did you?
Yeah, I said the Max Gorn thing.
Oh, right. Sure. You did. My bad.
Yeah. Thanks. Just you wait. You might miss my next one too.
Yeah, we might just skip straight over it, I think. Might be better. Marvel Stadium, St Kilda, 2015, 135. Richmond, 711.
Convenient.
53.
Just quietly, that is going to be funnier than my recap. And that was extremely pre-planned. So absolutely not off the cuff there.
Yep.
So for this game, I've got must miss TV, surprises no one, bad team beats Spooners.
Our recaps are spat out of the same algorithm. For those who recorded it, don't bother watching it. Must miss TV went exactly as expected.
Why did I think that was a good time to drink water? For those that record. Oh, sorry, more wankers on motorbikes.
More
hoons.
More hoons.
Fucking Monday night, bro. Like, what are you doing with your life?
More excitement than this game had.
Probably. Who knows? We missed it.
I think because I was home at this point, I flicked it on, and then I was like, "Oh yeah," and then I went outside.
Anyway,
what time
did this start?
I did stuff for a few hours and then checked the score. Started at 4:15.
This started at 3:15, which was I can check exactly. I took lots of photos that afternoon. Would you believe?
Yeah.
At 3:22 in the afternoon on Saturday, I took a photo of a somewhat empty pint glass.
Oh, right.
To show how much time had passed. And then 9 minutes later, I took a photo of a full one. So there
nice.
You go. Yeah.
Very good. Yeah, look. I got nothing. I checked the score out. No. Yeah, look, it's not even close. No surprise.
Look, if you're a Saints fan and you listen to us,
why?
Yeah.
We've been doing this for 3 years.
If you're a Richmond fan, I guess I'm just sorry, really.
Help is available. Richmond have now started the descent from pumpkin into rotting pumpkin. Right, they were they were a carriage turned back into a pumpkin, and now they're very much on the way out.
Yeah, they are the pumpkin the Monday after Halloween.
Yes, someone later in the season will slip on the rotting remains of this pumpkin.
It's gonna be Carlton.
It might be Carlton again. But
back to the well, as they say.
Exactly. But it may not be anytime soon. It probably won't be.
Well, yeah, because Carlton don't play for them for a while.
Correct.
If they even do, actually, I didn't fact check that at all. Let's skip to a random round and see if Carlton play them. No.
It's decided.
Hawks do play Carlton again, though, is what I've just skipped to. So that's tough look for Carlton. I'm not going through all of them, so we can just move on if you'd like.
We'll just take a guesstimate.
Yeah.
We called it must miss. We missed it. We didn't miss much.
What did you expect?
Yeah, look, moving on. At 2 games, not in the same city, but separate time zones starting at the same time.
I'll tell you what
they start at different times, but managed to start at the same time. Do you want to do your game first?
No, because my game's going to take longer, I think.
Okay, fair enough.
I didn't watch the Brisbane game. Would you believe?
Sure, fair enough.
Yeah.
Going on chronological order, the game that occurred first by the clock at 6:35 local time.
Yeah.
Brisbane 10-10-70 beat Geelong 9-7-61.
I did keep looking to see if Carlton play Richmond again. I've got Chris Fagan said in an interview that he has created his own handicap system in order for his players to have more fun. If you just let the opposition win the first half, winning the whole game, it feels a lot more electrifying. It's like crack.
Pretty good.
Yeah, I got creative.
Nice. The House Cats got too comfortable with a lead at halftime, but might have drank too much cream during the break as the Gabba side rolled them over in the second half.
Don't you just fucking hate it when you accidentally drink too much cream?
Happens all the time. And never learn my lesson.
It's like, oh no, not again, dude. Oh.
But yeah, the lines are pretty good. Turns out.
Yeah, not bad.
Still,
have they played anyone good?
Great question.
Yeah, arguably I think they'd have. Geelong are good. They're just not.
Are they?
I think they are. Sometimes.
One win from 3, a good team.
Yeah. But like, obviously they're not as good as the Bulldogs. But like, Richmond don't play Carlton again, so that's good for Carlton.
It's very good for Carlton.
Yeah.
Yeah, look, Lions good. Cats to be determined. Lions still good.
Yeah,
fair enough.
I'm sure that they actually because they don't care about winning flags, and they just care about moneyballing this into making sure that their fans think they're always in contention.
Correct. Yeah.
I'm sure they'll be happy with 8th.
It's a bums on seat situation.
Yeah. And yeah, Alphabet Soup Stadium, reasonably full.
Yeah, true. Correct.
Obviously not for this game because they weren't there. But I mean, like generally, yeah.
Might have been doing a viewing party.
You wouldn't want to be sitting in a stadium watching a telly for this game, would you?
What? Not for round 3 of the season.
Not for round 3 against a team who has a home ground reputation.
Yeah, correct.
And just won the last year's flag. Like you're not.
Probably
you're not leaving the house for that. No,
yeah, probably not.
And given that it was windy as fuck in Launceston, I can't imagine it was very different across the drink in Geelong.
Correct.
So,
not a bad business idea though, I feel. Let fans sit on the ground and watch the big screen.
On the turf.
Yeah, sit on the turf and,
I think the groundskeepers are going to arc up.
Wow. You're not playing any more games there. Get over it.
What do you mean?
Like finals, I'm saying.
Oh, sorry, only for finals.
Yeah, or for the grand final.
Yeah. No, allow that because fans get an allocation of approximately 1,000 tickets for the grand final anyway.
Exactly. Very good. All right. Down in Tasmania, in Launceston, Hawthorn 10-16-76, GWS Giants 9-10-64.
Oh, I don't have much for this one.
All right, I'll go first then.
Yeah.
After Levio sucking in the first quarter, the Hawks caught an updraft and conjured a magical second quarter, leaving the Giants stupefied. Seeming to reverse the swing of the breeze in the third quarter, the Hawks rode the wind to the win at York Park, while Hawthorn fans were pitching things up in their pants.
You're goddamn right we were. Just quietly, because I don't actually touch on it here, but the wind was definitely the most aggressive in the first quarter, and then second quarter was also tough. But it petered out after halftime.
Yep.
Whether that's because I was feeling warmer because of the hard solos or other things, being like literally actual wind dying down. But yeah, executive summary here.
Easy breezy, says AFL.com.au.
It's got to be ChatGPT at that point, isn't it? Write me a headline for a game that happened in the wind.
Hawks edge Giants. Oh, that could get messy.
Yeah, they did though, didn't they? Yeah. Quick. I'll give you a quick HOKceston recap. So on the UTAS thing earlier, this is what I forgot to write down. They get free product placement or free advertising spaces because we played basketball on their outdoor basketball courts on the Saturday.
Oh, yep.
Horrible idea, by the way. Concrete courts. No one actually brought basketball shoes because we weren't prepared for it. My shins have never felt this bad. But they're outdoor courts. You know, you go down to your classic local outdoor court and the net's all fucked.
Yep.
These pristine.
Wow.
Pristinely painted. Reasonably clean. It took like 2 hours for our ball to get dirty. Like, too good. They can have a free ad every day of the week.
Isn't it?
It is a basketball state.
I
know, and I bet they had big old indoor stadiums further into the campus too.
Oh yeah, no doubt, no doubt. There's a few. There's actually a few indoor stadiums around Launceston. There's more than one for basketball. They got a bit going on.
Yeah, we did go to one of the other ones. It was at Rebel Sport. They had one of those little tiny.
Oh, nice.
Indoor ones. The dude gave us 3 minutes and said 3 people max. And then a bunch of kids watched us play basketball inside Rebel Sport, and I felt very uncomfortable. Because you're in a glass box.
Yeah. Oh, very good.
Fun, quirky things of the evening, and also not so quirky things. Very cool things. Lewis and Jacob wrangled some magic. We got into the Guard of Honor.
Nice.
Very cool. And our theme and the player we targeted with both sign and I guess vibes was Lloyd Meek. Mm-hmm. Jacob and Kobe painted a sign that said "Our Lloyd and Saviour."
Very good.
Which turned out to be pretty good for this game, actually. So in the Guard of Honor, we bowed down to him and said, "Our Lloyd and Saviour." And he looked. I didn't see it. I was bowing to the ground. I was kissing his feet, basically. And he smiled in the video. So
very good.
Yeah, we're on some sort of list, but it was good.
Do not admit.
Yeah, we're not getting into York Park next year. We've printed these HOKceston hoodies established 2025, and we're going to have to amend them to be cancelled shortly after due to
2025.
Yeah. Jacob got to deliver the game ball because only one person can do that.
Oh, nice.
It was immensely better than the drone delivery.
Oh, really?
The failed drone delivery that missed. Would you believe? There's absolutely no need to make big fanfare for the ball delivery.
Yep.
But I feel like you give ball delivery to someone that's been a member for 29 odd years or whatever, and that's core memory stuff. Although to be fair, the drone delivery is now core memory.
It's in there.
Yeah. You give it to a member, and I think that's lovely. I was jonesing for a Savoy.
Yep.
Not one
to be
at
found.
least in the quarter, maybe half of the stadium concession. I've done it again. I've gone to say concierge instead of concession. Not one. Very unusual.
What was on offer?
So,
cup of chips.
Immensely popular was the potato spiral.
Yep.
The line was always long for the potato spiral, and sat in the chair. The only food I saw walk past was potato spiral. I'm salivating thinking about it, if I'm honest, because it looked way crispier than any potato spiral I've ever seen either.
Yeah.
Because it wasn't just it was really nice actually having what seemed to be like a bunch of essentially like carnival food, like just like food truck people.
Yeah.
Like cheap food truck people, not like, you had $20 for 3 tacos food truck people.
Yeah.
And yeah, having that kind of vibe where you feel like they're not all wearing the O'Brien's catering uniform.
Yes.
Like it, People's First.
Mm-hmm.
That's lovely. But I got fish and chips, which also went down pretty hard.
Nice.
So can't complain. I did get a sausage roll.
Mm.
I got a small bone to pick about that. When you're at the footy, you're taking your food and you're walking back to your seat, giving someone their sausage roll and then pointing them at a bottle of sauce is not appropriate, because for anyone that hasn't seen the photo, our HOKceston hoodies that we printed are white for starters.
Quite easy to spot in a crowd.
Yeah.
Terrible as far as spill danger.
Shocking. Yeah. Absolutely shocking. It's so dangerous with sauce.
Especially after many beers.
I had a tray of hard rated. Yeah. Just cans of hard rated. I was trayed up and I had in the other hand a sausage roll. I don't have another hand unless I take up valuable concession stand space in order to unwrap sausage roll, resource it, do the juggle and walk back to the row. Wasn't worth it.
Yep.
So I had a dry sausage roll, which was fine. And I didn't have to worry about dripping the sauce, which I still would have if I got a squeezy one. So
yeah. Now,
but
question:
just give me the fucking option to pay 50 cents to $1 for a squeezy sauce. I'll do it. I'll do it. I'll pay $1 for sauce.
Was it 4.20 sausage roll?
No, it wasn't actually.
National Pie sausage roll.
I meant to take it was a blue. It was a blue wrapper, predominantly blue.
I reckon I know.
It like the pastry was definitely more pastry like than a soggy cardboard 4.20 sausage roll.
Did it look like?
You had a screenshot?
Bear with me.
Bearing.
This.
Yeah. yeah. I don't think it had the moustache.
Didn't have the boonie moustache on it?
Potentially not.
I
ripped into it.
Maybe like this.
Pretty fucking quick smart. I think it was the other one, actually. Maybe I probably just had it upside down. It didn't look long enough.
Fair enough. Go-to brand down there, National Pies.
Yep.
That, in juxtaposition to their name, aren't quite as national as you'd think. No. Good quality, though.
Yeah, definitely good quality. And not soggy, which is all I can ask for at the footy. Don't give me a fucking soggy sausage roll. As for footy, though, okay. The game started, didn't hear the siren or whatever. No, I did because I was on the ground. Didn't hear the first quarter siren. But with a 35-point deficit at quarter time and the Hawks goalless, vibes were incredibly high. Whether it was the beers, the hard rateds, the ice-cold Tasmanian winds, being in the Guard of Honour, or just cold, hard belief in the boys, we literally, the only quarter time conversation was, nah, we're fine.
Plenty of time.
Literally plenty of time. We're all like, nah, it's just the wind in it. Jacob said, and quote, "This is a 5-goal wind."
Yeah, I think
at the start of the quarter.
Nice. I think Ben Dixon said that on the commentary as well, and then he said it about 17,000 more times during the coverage.
Oh, well, that might be because Jacob dapped up Ben Dixon at the start, because I think he knows him from his draft star days.
Oh, right. Okay.
Yeah. But yes, it all turned around, of course, with our Lloyd and saviour kicking the Hawks' first goal of the game.
Mm-hmm.
And could you just imagine how immense that was? I was just and my other two favourite highlights of that game, Will Day Goat kicking a goal with the breeze from Hobart after a bit of ducking and weaving as well. Absolutely delightful. I mean, he kicked it. Obviously, if the kick was long enough, it would have gone out on the full. It was that, and then the wind brought it back and dribbled across. And the Wizard being the Wizard. He was immense in the way that he outmarked Harry Himmelberg on the ground. And then also took down, was it Callum Ward? Is that the right name?
I think so, yeah. Immense, not in stature.
That might have been, yeah. I shared the clip earlier with the caption "too big," which is ironic because obviously ironic. It's the Wiz, but I don't understand how he's immensely strong for his size. Mm-hmm. What a guy! He just runs at you and jumps at you, just hangs on until he falls over. And when he celebrated, when he did his big celebration to the crowd, that was tents that weren't pitched were very, very quickly pitched. And of course, yeah, Hawk won. HOKceston 1-0.
Yeah, very good. Good place to have it as far as expectations go.
Yeah.
For, you get a few more years out of it.
Yeah. Other fun, quirky Launceston thing. Of course, we went straight back to the pub that was across the road.
Yeah.
They decided to close at midnight still.
Smart.
Like the game ended pretty late.
Yeah.
So we weren't in there for that long, realistically, and the place was pumping, and they called last drinks, and then they let us order pints 10 minutes before they closed. We were like, ooh. And we had someone double parked us. I think it was probably Aiden, because we ended up with something and Coke. Probably the only person in Tasmania ordering Bundy and Coke, to be fair.
Yeah.
And he said,
"This guy's not from here. Dust off the bottle of Bundy."
It was cans. It was pre-mixed cans, because they were like,
finish the dust off the top.
Yeah. They're like, yeah, closing now. Finish your drinks, or grab your drinks and take them with you. And we're like, even the ones in glasses, like, no, leave the glasses, take your cans. And we're like, what? Like literally, we got sent into the street with Bundies and Coke, and then pointed towards town.
Yeah,
which it's Launceston, so there's not much town.
Yeah. It's like, it sounds that way. Yeah. Yeah. If you look the other way, there's nothing. Like, obviously.
And that's how it went for the next pub too. They just kind of keep you in there until they're closing, and then they point you at the next place, like legitimately. And then, like, because we only went to 3 places. So the middle one is like centre of town, so obviously open later. Mm-hmm. And then I guess liquor license for a pub is probably shorter. So they then at 2 a.m. they point you at the nightclub. Yeah. Across the street, which is like basically a big outdoor area with fake turf. And so yeah, would recommend.
Very good.
Hawk damn. And good. Yeah, I did a lot of yelling.
Yeah, nice.
Sorry. It has its moments. You should have heard me on the phone for work today. Shocker.
Now, you flew back yesterday, I imagine.
Yes.
What time did you arrive back in state?
7 or 8. So
PM.
Yeah, PM.
Yeah.
So it was an interesting day in Launceston yesterday. Generationally hungover. No hash brown.
At least you would have arrived when it wasn't so rudely hot and humid.
Oh, well, I got off the plane with a jumper on. So
That's a mistake.
yeah, that was. To be fair, I sat on the plane, and then, cabin door closed, cabin pressurized, and I was out like a light. So
That's not too bad.
We lucked out and got a spare chair on our row of 3 on the way back.
Oh, that's pretty good.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So I had the fuselage of the plane to lean against to snooze.
Yeah, very nice. There's not the rude shock of stepping off a plane from cold place, Canberra, Melbourne in winter, anywhere from in Tasmania, the 2 cities that fly elsewhere.
Not to Gold Coast.
Yes. Into Queensland.
Yeah.
Brutal.
It's tough.
It's like, especially when you got to step off at Gold Coast, if you ever have that flight, onto the tarmac.
Oh, we had, because it was Jetstar, we had tarmac and Brizzy too.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
And just the humidity when you're 2 centimeters outside the door, and you're like, yep.
It's glasses fog up
different
kind of territory.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the big welcome home. It's like, I'm sweating.
Got a big welcome home by the dude. A dude further away from the exit of the plane as well. Like, we're second row back from the exit, and I follow Aiden out because he got the aisle.
Yep.
And I got a funny look from the dude waiting in the aisle because I squeezed out in front of him. I'm sorry. Do you understand how this works, buddy?
It goes row by row, unless you're being really considerate and you stay seated.
Yeah, no, I was very much hunched over, waiting underneath
underneath the overhead.
Yeah.
That's the worst.
It's like, sorry, just because you got the aisle doesn't mean you have to rush out of here, bud.
Yeah, exactly. He probably ran up from 10 rows back. And
I think he clapped when the plane landed too.
I don't get those. Not the clappers. Whatever. Do whatever you want. But don't get up. Don't get up and push up 6 spaces.
No,
buddy. They got to open the door. We're all getting off at the same time. You've not saved any time,
dude.
And the best bit is when they've got checked baggage. It's like, great, you've beat me to the carousel.
That's not even fucking moving yet.
Yeah. So what are we doing?
Oh, they haven't even cleared the last flight off the carousel yet, champion.
Exactly. Okay, moving on.
Crom.
Into Sunday, Adelaide Oval. Adelaide Crows, 17-12, 114. North Melbourne, 12-6-78.
Brand new premiership favourites Crom are flying high in the top 4 after hard-fought wins against St Kilda, Essendon, and most recently North Melbourne. I only plagiarised you a little bit.
Was that my Google Morning News recap that plays briefly after my alarm? Is that what that was?
Well, you really are 75, aren't you? You've got
Good morning, Isaac. Here's the news.
Clock radio set to news.
Yeah.
Wake up to the ABC News theme.
Yeah.
Wrong one. Fucking idiot.
Close enough. All right. A day after the Sheffield Shield final was meant to be held there, the Adelaide Oval still saw some great shot selections from both ends. As fucking hell, having a great time out there.
Big mosquito, perhaps.
Yeah. Welcome to Jurassic Park.
Yeah, fuck.
I'm going to start again. That threw me off.
Please do. Sorry.
A day after the Sheffield Shield final was meant to be held there, the Adelaide Oval still saw some great shot selections from both ends as Walker and Larkey both made strokes that had them coming back 4-2. The Crows taking a direct approach, straight driving their way towards a wire-to-wire win.
Nice.
Yeah.
I love it. Oh, I got a cricket segue for you. I didn't watch much of this.
No,
why would you? This was, yeah.
Early Sunday afternoon.
Yeah.
As expected.
Aiden had a great idea about the Gabba.
Right.
Actually.
Mm-hmm.
Get it heritage listed.
Yes.
Easy. No age requirement. Well, there's no age requirement to get something heritage listed. You just have to prove cultural significance, essentially, or historical significance.
Well,
I'd like to remind you of one very significant event that happened at that ground.
Mitchell Stark getting wicket first ball in,
and Fergo being on the toilet while it happened. But perhaps even funnier and even more culturally significant. And look, even more so now that he's been gone almost 3 years, is a man was at the cricket, decided to get naked and run onto the field, and Andrew Simon said no to that. Laid him the fuck
was a big
out.
moment in history, yeah.
Massive moment in Australian history. You can't knock over the ground.
Very true. Now,
also, they had an AFL grand final there.
Also true.
So,
Google spits out AI overview. The Brisbane Cricket Ground, as I googled, as it is, commonly known as the Gabba, is not currently heritage listed, but there have been discussions and proposals to consider its heritage significance, particularly in light of its upcoming demolition after the 2032 Olympics. Now,
so I would jump on some sort of committee.
Oh, absolutely. I don't care for the stadium, right?
Oh, you can renovate it as much as you'd like.
It's way too steep. It's a death trap. It's kind of shitty. But keep the ground. Can we just heritage list the hallowed turf?
What's the thing with the boat? You repair the boat so many, replace parts on the boat.
Yeah, thanks for choosing probably the hardest word that I have to say with my fucking lisp that I have. Theseus's ship.
That was a pretty good effort. Yeah, so you take Theseus's ship example, and I'd argue the ship still has the heart of the ship.
Absolutely.
So as long as it's serving the same purpose, I think the Gabba or the Brisbane Cricket Ground.
Now the land for the ground was set aside in 1895, and the first match played on December 19, 1896.
For those of you paying attention, that's a long fucking time ago.
That sounds pretty historically significant to me.
Before we were a country, I don't know.
The first match was played between Parliament and the press. See, this is what we want.
I want to see Parliament play the press now.
We want the pros versus the media.
That'd be sick.
Yeah.
I kind of want to see Peter Dutton get fucking bounced, if I'm honest.
Knock down the stadium, keep the ground. Like, just heritage list the turf.
Well, you don't have to knock down the stadium. You can just do it.
Get rid of it.
No, well, not entirely.
Get rid of it.
Oh,
it's in a shit spot anyway. They need a new stadium.
Well,
fuck the new train station. Just skip over that bit.
No, what are you going to do with the turf if there's no stadium?
I don't know. Play Australia Day cricket on it.
Ooh.
Knock down the stadium. Just put a white picket fence around the turf, and then just do whatever.
Ooh.
That they're probably just going to put apartment buildings around it, right?
Yeah, that'd be so cringe though. It wouldn't have the heart of it. It wouldn't be Theseus' ship anymore. If they did that, they literally wouldn't be touching the Brisbane Cricket Ground. They would just be knocking down the stadium. Like it's complete. Yeah, but
it's not even close to the ship.
You have to be able to exactly. You have to be able to watch. I want to watch the cricket there.
If you did that, it still says Theseus's ship on the side of it. Like none of it's been replaced if you do it that way.
What I'm saying is you could do an English stadium thing where you knock over bits of the stadium and then extend it and make it a little bit more modern. Not the Manchester United thing where they propose a whole new stadium.
Where they put a circus tent over it and make new Old Trafford Stadium.
So bad. So bad.
New Old Trafford Stadium.
New Old Trafford Stadium is also so bad.
Because Old Trafford's like the neighbourhood that it's in, is it not?
I couldn't fucking tell you.
I'm pretty sure it's just the name of the suburb, and therefore the stadium is just Old Trafford Stadium because of where it's located, as opposed to it being a nickname.
That's really creative.
Bit like
oh yeah, well, it likely derives from the Old Trafford Hall.
Yeah, there you go.
I guess it's kind of a Crystal Palace scenario.
Yeah.
Then.
Yeah, exactly.
Except that's a whole fucking suburb, I guess. But anyway.
But yeah, if we start picketing about the Gabba being heritage listed, I will be there on the condition that they get rid of the stands.
Can we put new stands in?
How about a hill all the way around?
You've absolutely, yep, perfect.
Yeah.
With a small section of stands.
You get one grandstand.
Yeah.
And
with scoreboard attached.
No, and a separate scoreboard.
Okay.
On the opposite side.
No, that probably makes sense.
Hills at both ends.
You put a television at the other end?
Suburban stadium, probably not.
But I mean, for watching the Ashes.
Yeah. They can wheel one in.
Oh, okay, yeah, fair enough. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
The drones can hold it or whatever, I don't know.
Yeah, they'll just suspend it.
Yeah, perfect.
Sounds good. Good idea.
All right, we got. I successfully derailed conversation again.
You did. You do your Crows recap?
Yeah. I made a funny thing, and then you said a funny thing.
Oh, yeah.
It was pretty good. The viewers will remember.
They'll remember. We don't.
Yeah.
All right, and then finishing us off over in Perth.
So I don't think this finished many people off, if I'm honest.
Yeah, West Coast, just not quite nice. 10-8, 68. Fremantle 15-6, 106. 15-16, 106. My bad.
Yeah, I have gone for the attacker journalist method.
Sure.
AFL writer Nathan Schmook outs himself as a schmuck by writing, Fremantle has sparked its season with an impressive 38-point derby win against West Coast. I'd like to fact check this by saying it is neither impressive nor is sparking anything. Thank you.
Great points. What do you say? What do you have the headline as? Or the big headline?
It's the equivalent of
there's nothing
pressing the ignition thing on your stove and not turning the gas on. Like, I get it. You're sparking it technically,
but it's a non-starter.
It's an absolute non-starter. Yeah.
Really. All right, and then I had a perfect way to finish off the weekend: a nap on the couch before a big Monday.
Nice. Are we getting more cynical, or is that just?
We could be. Subheading: the least eventful Western Derby went exactly as expected.
Fair.
It went exactly as expected, i.e., it wasn't close, and there was 2 to 3 melees.
Weird.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
and Harley Reid's been in the news since. Wow.
Yeah. He was fined for instigating one of those.
Yeah, I saw a headline of him saying like ex-coach or something says something about his. Yeah. Oh well, I didn't want to name names because I couldn't remember who it was.
Yeah,
I didn't want to accidentally throw Adam Simpson under the bus when it was actually like his high school coach or something.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
It was like saying something about how he sometimes he just gets a fire in his eyes when things don't go his way, and like, oh, fucking all right, dude. Okay, well,
yeah,
all right. We're talking about 19-year-olds or whatever like this now, are we? Okay, 20.
Yeah, being a bit silly, but Adam Simpson is one of the.
Got some clear space.
Hell, that's loud.
Sorry, the tab wasn't muted.
Adam Simpson is one of Fox Footy's, break glass in case of West Australia match commentators. Like it's him, Will Schofield, Matthew Pavlich, and I think Adam Papalia lives over there. He's the main caller. That's your quartet that you get for West Australia matches. That's who you have to finish out your weekend basically every week, as far as commentators go. But I did actually watch this game because footy. It wasn't close. The little skirmishes were somewhat exciting. And Sam was like, "Oh, this is the best bit," when they were fighting. Mm-hmm. I was like, "Of this game, yes." And she was like, "Does anything happen when they do this?" I was like, "What do you mean?" I was like, "Does anything happen to the player? Like, do they get any punishments?" I was like, "Well, it depends. You can't get sent off.
No.
First of all, so nothing happens right now. Some of them who start it might get a fine, or if they do something really bad, they might get suspended. But based on what's happening here, which is a bit of wrestling, I say there'll be a few fines thrown around for the instigators, and that's about it."
And Harley Reid, 100% instigating.
Yeah, I think he got like $1,000 or $1,500 fine, something like that. Small potatoes.
Absolutely small potatoes.
Oh, speaking of fines, hold on. I have a post-it note of a thing I wrote down from one of I think it was the first match of the week. Hold the fort.
Oh, yeah, sweet dude. No worries. I will just podcast by myself here for a moment while you run and grab a physical post-it note in the era of mobile phones. Yes, this is an adult man talking by himself on the internet. Not the first time I've done it, and I'm still panicking.
We have another fine that's been issued from the Essendon game, actually.
Oh,
so Thursday night's game. Yellow footy fine for accidental contact with the umpire in brackets first offence.
Nice.
I believe it hit the umpire in the back as it was going towards the boundary, as he was trying to run away from it, and then it bounced back into play, and someone basically kicked a goal. It bounced back to someone who directed it back towards the middle of the field, and then ended up being a goal.
Surely they play it as dead ball?
No, it was just play on.
Oh, actually?
Yeah,
wild. That's funny.
Whoever had the goal kicked against them was not particularly happy.
Yeah, no shit. Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Just quietly, physical post-it note.
Yeah.
Didn't have your phone on you? We do use Google Drive and Google Docs for our recaps and whatnot. So just wondering the train of thought, if I'm honest.
No, I did know. Well, I did, but I was in the middle of a work meeting and I couldn't look down to look at my phone and type something in. So I looked down while I picked my pen up in front of the camera and wrote on a post-it note.
That's
and then I held my pen back up as I clocked back into the meeting.
Excellent corporate deception.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, yes, but...
Surprised you didn't pick up the pen and go, "That's a great point, Sandra. I'm going to write that one down for later." Okay.
So
any Sandras in that meeting? Just
no, there wouldn't have been.
Was I close?
No.
Fuck. I had the thought, what are the odds I actually just slam dunked that too?
Nailed someone.
Yeah.
You wish. No, I prefer to go physical. I don't know why. I do seem to. Something will pop in my head. I go prefer to go physical post-it note, and then I add it to the recap or on my phone, and then throw the post-it note in the bin. I should just put it in my phone. I had a whole page of notes that I peeled out. It was like 3/4 of the way through my book, and I finally reached it with my work notes, so I had to pull it out. think I have one page in the back of to-do list for around the house as well of bigger jobs.
Oh, and you finally got to that one? Or?
Planning out. Oh, I haven't got to it yet, but it was close. Oh, actually, no. I did swap out books to another book, so yes, I did get to it. Yeah.
Wow. When Post-it notes were invented in 1977, it must have been a real revelation for you, eh?
Yeah, I guess so.
Yeah.
Before that, they were just notes.
Yeah. Born a millennial, raised a baby boomer, I guess.
I do love the origins of the adhesive of Post-it notes, though.
Oh, do you follow that one Australian dude on stuff then?
Oh, maybe I do. I don't know. I'm not sure.
Yeah,
I remember learning about it a long time ago.
Yeah, it's funny. It's very funny.
In that they were trying to make something super duper sticky, and they made the exact opposite.
Yeah, literally.
Something that literally only just sticks, but does it quite well.
Yeah,
and can be restuck.
Yeah. Sorry, I want something 1% sticky, but it has to be 1% sticky 100% of the time. Have I got the thing for you?
Yeah. Fail successfully, that one.
Yeah. I love a fail successfully story.
All right. Shoe-ins of the week.
Ooh.
Keelan's been drinking from the well of success. Hawthorn, 4 wins for him.
I'm still thirsty.
I backed the Suns to go undefeated in the home and away season. So I'm up to 2 wins for the season.
What?
Undefeated for the home and away season at the MCG.
Oh, okay, yeah.
So I'm up to 2 wins for the season.
Yeah.
And little stat for you. The 2025 Crows are just the 3rd team in VFL, AFL history to win their first 12 quarters to start the season. Literal wire-to-wire winners.
Wild.
Premiership favourites, some are saying.
Unfortunately, I said that in jest, and I can understand how you may misconstrue that as fact.
I see.
Yeah.
You did say it, though.
I did say it.
Yeah. So some have been saying it.
You are representing the data correctly.
Some may have said it. But that's going to come to an end this week.
Just in tipping the... just in clicking the tipping on the AFL website, I've just seen the fantasy tab, and that does remind me that Lewis brought his laptop to HOKceston and whipped it out for the sole purpose of editing his fantasy team.
Oh, what a nerd.
Respect the hustle.
Commitment to the cause.
Yeah.
Very, very, very committed.
All right. Well, should we tip this week then?
I think we should. There have been a few gather round kits released, right?
Oh, sorry,
but I think we might wait till next week in the lead up to gather round. How's that sound? Because I know that there's, I think there's a few more.
A bit of a HOKceston extension this week.
Yeah, there's a few more rumored to drop as well. So
yeah,
we'll get a.
We don't want to jump. We don't want to jump the gun there.
No, exactly.
No, that'd be silly.
And then in that we'll do a little review of the AFL's official gather round merch, which is not the best. I'll be honest.
Maybe we'll even, what we haven't done since being a video medium. Haven't done the tier lists.
We haven't done a tier list since being a video medium. That is true.
You know what we could do?
A tier list.
We could do a custom tier list of gather round stuff.
That's a great idea.
Write it down on a post-it note.
I've just scrunched it up and I don't have a pen handy. How about I just type it into this doc that I've labelled 135 prep?
That's really organised.
Yeah. Sure is. Can't wait to forget about this until next Monday afternoon.
Well, look. On Sunday I've got some time put aside to watch football and write recaps, so I'll just do that.
Great.
Yeah.
Good stuff.
After not allocating any time last weekend, just gone. I'd like to be a little bit more prepared next week.
Yeah.
Might even do some vocal warm-ups. Clearly I need it.
Definitely. You could have spent your flight doing your recaps.
Absolutely fucking not.
All right, let's tip, shall we?
Yes.
Get our tips out for the boys.
Yeah. We start at the MCG, Thursday, the 3rd of April, 6:30 p.m. Collingwood Carlton. A classic matchup.
El Clasico, some call it. El Clasico of the AFL.
I've got Pies by 27.
I was going to go Pies by stock standard 24.
Wowee.
Pretty one-sided. Only 9% of tippers picking Carlton on the
I've got
ESPN
11. App. Coincidence? Wait, which app?
ESPN.
We tip on the AFL app now, you silly sausage.
I do both. Oh. I'm still in comps on this, so I have to do both.
Oh, you sweat.
Yeah.
But yeah, 9/11, coincidence? After what we were talking about earlier, I'm not sure.
Curious indeed.
Geez Louise. Friday, 6:40 p.m. Geelong D's.
Alpha Sketty Stadium.
It's Geelong. Surely.
Yeah. By how much? Not sure yet.
No need to say how much, but maybe 75.
Are Geelong that good? Are the Demons that bad?
They had a massive
Find out Friday night.
Demons had a massive home crowd on the weekend. So. They're not even fair weather fans.
No, they're not even fair weather fans. They're somehow, I don't know, I can't describe it.
Every time it cut to the crowd, it was like the same posh cunts. Ooh, that's not a podcast word.
Posh?
Yeah, posh. The same posh buggers up in the box who are like literally the same. I saw the same 10 people over and over again.
Yeah.
So
yeah, it's a tough look when the whole lower bowl is empty, basically, because all of your fans are up in the, in the MCC members section.
And they're all related to you.
They had a similar issue in the Hawks broadcast too, though, but for different reasons.
Only in the Carlton draft stand.
Yeah.
That's why it's on the broadcast side.
Mm-hmm. All right, and then up at the Bank, first official game at the Solarium.
We should go.
That'd be nice. What if we just dust the adventure real quick?
If we start our journeys in Middle Earth game at 8:30 and we are ready to watch football by 12:20, I'll be extremely disappointed. I think.
Yes, I feel like we have more than that to go.
Yeah, I feel like the only reason
but I wouldn't be upset.
The only reason we finish in 4 hours is because we've all died.
True, but you know what makes us feel better?
Is disbanding the fellowship and going to the football.
And going to see the Gold Coast Suns beat the Adelaide Crows
Zach
at
would
People
go.
First. Yeah. Well, I'll redeem my bring a friend for free ticket anyway, just in case.
Justin.
Yeah.
Get there for fourth quarter.
See if Justin needs it.
I've got the Suns. Sorry, just to clarify.
Yeah. Good pick. This is a top 4 clash, by the way, for anyone wondering.
This next game is not Saturday, 3:15 in the afternoon. Richmond, Brisbane. At
the G. Hoodoo no longer exists.
Yeah, Battle of the Big Cats. I've got the Lions.
Coming off a warm-up against a smaller variety of cat, I think the Lions are going to be well-placed for a big win.
Well-versed in cat fights this season.
Yep. Lions by 100.
It's not impossible.
if the Saints can beat Richmond by 82, the Lions can beat them by 100.
182. It's the biggest win in AFL history because they're about to fucking take that one to the bank.
A very bold 2% of tippers on ESPN have tipped Richmond.
4% on AFL.
Wow.
Which, just to clarify, is less than people have picked the Melbourne Demons.
Also true.
Sorry, more. Sorry. 2% of people have picked the Demons. 4% of people have picked Richmond. You have to be insane. You have to be clinically insane. Anyway.
Definitely need help.
Game with unusual odds. Saturday evening. North Melbourne, $2.41. Sydney Swans, $1.57.
North Melbourne 10th. Sydney 11th. Middle of the table clash.
It's the Swans.
It's probably going to be Sydney, isn't it?
It's Sydney. Is the $2.41 just showing how unsure the bookies are of North Melbourne?
Definitely. Another valiant loss, I think, though, this week.
Yeah. That describes them so far, though, doesn't it?
Yeah, sure does.
Yeah. Sunday, 1:10, NG Stadium, GWS, West Coast Eagles. It's GWS.
It's, the Giants. We could have a couple of 100-point victories here, 100-point margins.
I don't know. Toby Green's got a pretty punchable face and Harley Reid will be playing.
Good point. I hadn't thought about that.
Yeah.
Great point. Great point. The orange team by a lot.
Yeah, no, comfortably. I mean, they're paying $1.04 to win.
1% on the ESPN app at Big West Coast.
That's a rounding error, is what that is.
Yeah, that might literally be one person this early in the week.
Yeah, no, true. You don't even have to check your tip later in the week for that one, depending on the ins and outs. Like that's a wrap.
Don't bother. Set and forget.
Yeah. All right, and then different time of day. Wait, hold on a second. All these games are at different times of day. Incredible.
Wow, even on Saturday too.
Yeah. How do they do it?
Because they've got to buy and put 3 on Sunday instead.
Well, yeah. But, yeah. Just wait, there's more. This is Sunday, 3:20 p.m, Port Adelaide at home against St Kilda. It's Port Adelaide, and if you're 22% of people on the AFL tipping out picking St Kilda, grow up.
It's got to be delusion, right?
It has to be delusion. Okay, we probably should clip that, shouldn't we?
Look, I don't. Port go home, never tear us apart, blah blah. They're going to beat St Kilda. I don't. Simples.
Yeah, look, if St Kilda win this, I'll change my name to Daniel St Kilda Gorringe. No, not really. If I had as many Instagram followers as Mr. Gorringe, maybe.
Consider it.
Yeah. But no, it's Port Adelaide every day of the week. Bounce back spot.
This is where, St Kilda had a pushover last week.
Yeah.
But play a real team here. And then finally, another Western derby of sorts in Perth.
That's a shocker.
Fremantle versus Western Bulldogs, who, as we know, are undefeated.
Yeah, Western Bulldogs undefeated. I actually kind of want to pick the Bulldogs here.
They got more wins than the other team.
It's still early season, but anyway, like it's
and against better opponents.
Have I picked an upset yet? I don't think I have.
No.
Local man picks the favourite for every game. He's chosen the Bulldogs.
The odds don't make sense, I'll be honest.
No, not at all. $1.60 for Freo, $2.34 for the Doggies. When's Bond back?
Not yet.
Oh, well. It's still... look.
The odds make no sense, so you have to go with Freo, right?
I think you... Well, are they
or is it too early in the season to try and think like that?
No, actually, I kind of want to back out and go Freo because they were in Optus last week. They've had like a fortnight at home at this point.
Yeah, they're just cruising, just hanging around.
It's a long trip.
It's a long trip
for the Doggies.
Hold on, I'm just checking something. Oh, I was going to say it's going to be a long trip back for the Dogs. So back whoever they're playing. I mean, you'd take the Lions anyway, but they're also playing in Adelaide, so gather around and such. Yeah, I don't know. Me thinking my way through it, the odds make no sense. Therefore, you have to go with the odds. It might be a wait and see, or I'll probably just forget. Most likely, I'm going to go Fremantle. It's early on. I'll just take all the chalk favourites. Easy as you like.
Taking the Dogs for the meme at this point now.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Fair enough. Speaking of Western derbies, Sam asked me where yesterday's game was being played. And I was like, oh, it's in Perth. And she was like, oh, but neither of these teams are Perth teams. I was like, actually, both of them are Perth teams, funnily enough. And she's like, no, Perth only has one team, the Western Bulldogs. I was like, I can see where you're coming from, but not quite.
Screaming intensifies. I'll tell you what, shoe-in is looking difficult this week.
It's a toughie.
We're chalking off Giants.
Who's out? Giants are probably out, I think.
Giants are out. They're $1.04, whereas Lions are $1.08. So feel free to just go nuts and nab them while you can.
Yeah, let's not be silly.
Yeah.
I think
I'm up by 1 right now, aren't
I? You're up by 2.
Holy fuck.
Yeah.
Wowee.
I have to take the Lions.
Yeah, no, it'd be rude not to.
Yeah. It's just silly.
I might take...
This could be great for the margin.
I might take Geelong.
I think that's a pretty good shout.
I'm going to take Collingwood to get it over and done with early, but I think Geelong's a better shout.
Yeah. Kick them while they're down, them being Melbourne.
Absolutely nail the D's.
Yeah.
They'd love that too, being demons and all.
Probably true. And then I guess, therefore, Kiss of Death is West Coast again.
It's 100% West Coast. How's Kiss of Death doing these days?
Who did Kiss of... I didn't record who Kiss of Death would have had. Oh, actually, hold on. I should have it here somewhere. I don't think it would have won. North Melbourne, so close. But probably just the two.
Helps the Kiss of Death's margin. It could come down to that.
Yeah, yeah. I'm still equal with Kiss of Death currently as far as during the week. So not great. All right.
Lovely.
Footy done. Quick bit of NHL. Pittsburgh Penguins. Sidney Crosby is the first player ever in NHL history to record 20 point per game. That's averaging 1 point per game seasons in league history.
As in 20 seasons?
20 seasons of averaging at least 1 point per game.
Per game for the whole season or per game played?
per game for the whole season.
That's wild.
Yeah. First one to ever do it.
Just never gets injured as well?
Yeah, I think he's had a pretty good run with injuries, yeah. But he's
That's wild.
also been playing forever, obviously. But
yeah. What is he, like 75?
It must be close to it.
Must be drinking his milk.
Yeah. But yes, generational type player, obviously.
Lines up. That's wild. Congrats. I do have a button for that. Hold on.
Very good.
Just in case you're listening, Big Sid.
All right. Any football in it?
No, it's back on. Prem's back on Thursday.
Very good.
Morning for us. Well, at least with Liverpool. Merseyside derby at home. At 6 a.m. too, actually, for me. So 7 a.m. for you. Very, very reasonable. Oh, sorry, 5 a.m. for me. 6 for you.
Very reasonable.
Extremely reasonable. Back on Wednesday for a lot of the other games.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not as reasonable for much longer, really. We'll be back on the same level from next episode, actually.
I mean, we'll be in the next episode that quick.
Yep.
And then we'll be in the same state soon enough. I mean, we'll be further away, but we'll be on the same time zone.
Yes. Correct. Yeah. Logically doesn't really make sense, but that's okay.
Yeah, this is the way the cookie crumbles.
Mm-hmm. That's the way the maps work.
Yeah, rivers and whatnot in it.
Yeah, up to a certain point.
Yeah, then they just decide to draw a line.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, we'll just take this latitude. Actually, we kind of like this river. So we'll have part of it and you can have the other part of it.
Yeah.
Actually, I really like the view from the top of this mountain range. So let's share that as well.
So generous, weren't they?
Yeah. Very.
And then they were like, you know what we should do? We should both have a train system, but then change the gauge at the border. That'd be fucking sick.
Oh, God. All right. Let's flip a coin, shall we?
What town is that? Is that fucking Stanthorpe that has I think it's Stanthorpe that has the thing where you...
Probably.
There's like a little museum there where the...
To border town.
Yeah. Are we doing one for last week? I think it was last week that we stopped recording and went, fuck the coin flip.
No, we did one last week. I have that with timestamp, with date stamp, I should say.
Oh.
So it would have been the one before.
So that's fine. That's all good. It's gone past.
It's gone past.
You and me. Oh, no. Last week was the flip to end all flips.
Yep. It was you.
I fucked it. I royally fucked it last week.
All right. Here we go. Flipping tails. Oh, lovely. How good's that?
You hate to say it.
All right, let me code that up real quick. Tails. That's a win. Drag this down. Data inputs. This is the best bit of the podcast. How the sausage is made. I am 27 and 17 lifetime.
Hold on. Got a button for that. He's the GOAT.
Thank you. Tails never fails almost most of the time.
What?
61% of the time it works every time.
Oh, okay. Yeah, sweet. I mean, that's pretty good.
That's not bad. You take that.
Damn it. When will your luck end?
I actually don't know. Mathematically, it makes no sense.
No, it doesn't.
Based on yours and Matt's historical results, mine is just an anomaly. Do you have the split of how many
tails to how many heads? Not correct guesses, but like, just how many were tails and how many were heads?
59 heads, 72 tails.
Dude, when do we get to the point that the distribution actually evens out? This is ridiculous.
Great question. I guess I'm just absorbing all of the anomaly because you and Matt just, out of spite, went heads so many times in a row.
Yeah.
And then have since
I guess
switched
we're in
up.
a new era now, you know.
Also true.
Matt is very much extremely temporary guest co-host, and I've picked tails.
Yes.
So
very true. For those wondering if the system is rigged, the system runs at tails 50.28%. So very, very marginally.
Out
tails.
of how many billion coin flips at this point?
What's that? That's 3. 116,970,820 flips.
Since coin flips have been recorded.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
So, it's 58 million each way with a bit of rounding.
I mean, the 0.28, when you're dealing with numbers that big.
Pretty big, yeah.
Quite a substantial differential.
Yeah. And
I guess we truly haven't seen the extent of that differential.
No. If you're curious on this machine, it's 11 and 11. It's perfectly even.
Oh.
So there you go.
Oh. I didn't see that coming at all.
No. Suck on that. Rigged callers.
Well, it's really food for thought. So I assume, obviously people might be in the car listening to this, really enjoying their drive to from work. Bit of homework for anyone listening. Don't listen to anything after this. Just sit there and think about how ridiculous the likelihood of tails is on this podcast. That's all.
See you next week.
Cheerio.